Yo, can you cut? You say you can cut. That's what your IG say, bro.
All right, y'all, what's going on, man? Johnny back again. Just want to thank you guys for watching and subscribing. Shout out to all of the new subscribers, man. Y'all have no idea how encouraging this is to me, that the channel is growing so well the way it's been growing. So thank you guys. It's a huge encouragement to me, and that's why I'm going to continue to push out these videos. So I want to talk to you guys about burnout. Now, I've been a barber now for 14 years exactly. This year will be 14 years, next year will be 15. And there have been times early in my career when I was working 8 in the morning to 7, 8 o'clock at night, 6 days a week, not a lot of lunches, not a lot of time off. And I got to the point in my career, where I literally burnt out, and I didn't want to do this anymore. And I remember talking to my friend Erskine, shout out to Erskine Reeves, one of my mentors to this day. I was working at his barbershop. This was probably like had to be my 3rd or 4th year behind the chair. I think I had just started Dudecancut, the brand, got my website going, started my YouTube. That's how, long story about why you should, anyway, sorry, triggered. Started my YouTube, started competing around the country and getting my notoriety up and getting known by all these different barbers and all this stuff, and things seemed to be going well, making some good money at the time, and I got to the point where I wasn't seeing my family like that. My son was about 6 or 7, and I wasn't spending enough time with him. Me and my wife were not on a good page, and I just didn't want to do this no more. I said to myself, if this is what barbering is, working 7, 8 days, 6 days a week, and no time off, no vacations, no nothing, then I don't want to do this anymore. Now, to my credit, the guy I was working for is a workhorse. He's gonna work harder than anybody. And that was my only picture of barbering to look at. That was my only example. Like, okay, so if I gotta work like him to be successful, I don't mind working hard, but I got a family and I gotta balance the time out. And so I remember pulling him to the side and said, man, I can't do this anymore. And he's like, what do you mean, man? The Dudecancut just got started, you're doing your thing. And I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it anymore. And wasn't going to church anymore. I just wasn't doing the other things that made me me, and I'm a family man. I love my family and spend a lot of time with them. And that's important to me, to have that time at home. And so if you are a barber and you're struggling with this and you're close to like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I'm making good money, but I just don't want to do this. Take some time off. Think. Right? Don't do what I did. I made a rash decision, and I'll get to that decision in a second, but think about it, right? And talk to your significant other. If you were in the same situation as I was, where I had a family and my wife and I wasn't on the same page about how much I was working. It's not that she doesn't want me to work hard, but I was never seeing them. You know what I'm saying? And so as a married man and as a husband and father, you have to have a work-life balance as best as you can. It won't never be perfect. It won't never be 100% here and then 100% at home. It'll never be that, but it has to work, right? And so talk to your significant other, talk to a mentor. And what I regret doing was doing the work prior to. I thought that I just supposed to just open the close every single day, and that's not the case necessarily. It takes that to get your clientele going. But you can fall out of love with this. You can easily wake up one day and fall out of love with this. If you're not spending time off to rest, you will fall out of love with this. I am a prime example, guys. I've done it. I literally done it. So when I went and talked to my friend Erskine, I said, man, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I had reached out to my friend Craig. Shout out to Craig. He owns an insurance company, and me and him had been talking, and he's like, man, I think you'd be great working here if you want to, change it up, do something different. So took my insurance classes and got licensed to be Illinois insurance producer, and I started selling insurance. So I left the barbershop, just randomly left the barbershop and started selling insurance. So I was working a 9 to 5, getting off at 9, working at 9 in the morning, getting off at 5, and Monday through Friday. Had to wear a little suit, shirt and tie to work, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is the new me. This is it. And I get to that office, and all I could think about was haircuts and fades and blending techniques, and it's like that's all what was in my mind. And I would say a couple weeks in, I just was unhappy. I just was unhappy, man. It just wasn't for me. I'm a barber, and that's who I am. And ultimately, about 3 months later, I ended up coming back to the shop. But I came back this time with a plan. I had reached out to guys like Haven, the groomer. Shout out to Haven. If you're watching this, I never told you this, but thank you so much for the advice you gave me years ago. Reached out to Haven. I reached out to my boy Mike at Art Image Gallery Studio. That's the Barbershare channel. I'll link their channels in the description. You can follow them. These guys gave me some really, really good advice. And what they said was, you need to create a schedule that's going to work for your life. You might not be able to do open and close. Now, if you're 22 years old, you're single, no kids, man, I say get all the money. Okay, I say stay at work, live at work, get all the money. But I wasn't that. I was a married man, young man, married man with kids, and I needed to balance the time out. And so it was one of those things. It almost seemed silly now looking back at it, but it was a light bulb moment for me to realize that I did have some leverage and I did have some power to say no, that this is my schedule. And so, long story short, I came back to the shop and I had a schedule that worked for me and my family, and I've been rocking and rolling ever since. And so, if you are suffering or you're thinking about like quitting or putting the clippers down, don't do it. Don't do it. The game needs you. I was told by Haven and a couple other guys, like, bro, you one of the guys, bro. You one of the guys. The game needs you. Just take some time off. Take a good amount of time off if you can, if you're able to, and think through it and restructure your business. Maybe you're overworking. Maybe your prices are too low. Maybe you need to cut less, charge more. But do whatever you can do to make sure you guys get some rest. I can't stress this enough. I'm a big advocate. When I owned my barbershop, I was a big advocate of my barbers taking time off. Go on vacation, enjoy your life. Go for a week, go to leave the country, go travel the world. This is why you work so hard. This is why we stand on our feet for 12, 13 hours a day. We don't just do this because we're like slaves. No, we want to enjoy our life, right? We love making money. We love our craft. But you got to enjoy your life too. So, man, I hope this encourages you guys. If you need some time off, take the time off, okay? Take the time off. And for God's sake, take a lunch every day. Eat you some food every day. Don't be like me. I was going, man, days I didn't eat. There was days I was cutting, didn't eat. And that didn't do my body no good. So love yourself, take some time off, and for God's sakes, don't burn out. All right? Hope this helps, man. God bless. Barber love. Peace.
Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Until then,
just chill until the next episode.
Dudecancut.com